Blaze Squad? Welcome to a Q&A. But I appreciate you guys with the questions, so let's get right into it. Let me not babble on, because that's what I'm going to probably do in this whole goddamn video. So I'm going to be reading off the computer this time, not a piece of paper. I did my last Q&A with paper. Our first question comes from Sam Megason at Bacon Boy 102. And if I mispronounce your name, I apologize, because I am terrible with reading. Reading out loud. Let me say that. I can read. I just can't. Pronouncing words for me is really hard for some reason. But anyway, his question is, who or what inspired you to make a YouTube channel? My husband had inspired me to do YouTube. He suggested I do YouTube, and I really didn't think me doing YouTube was a thing I can do, because I thought I was really boring, but I liked video games. And he said, apparently I got some kind of personality, so I guess that's good. And here I am doing YouTube. So thanks to him, I am doing YouTube. Next question we got is from Shadow the Prince at Shadow the Prince. My question is for your Q&A, and have you played any sports, and which one? Do you mean in real life? Because I've played one sports game on my channel, if that's what you mean. That's NBA 2K. But if you're talking about real life, well, skateboard is considered a sport. But I've played baseball, if you can call it that. I learned really early that I could not play baseball professionally because I'm a girl and I refused to play softball. I mean, I didn't play any other professional sports. I did do dance, ballet dance, jazz dance, hip hop dance, and modern dance. But yeah, played any sports on my channel wise, NBA 2K, and I did a little bit of Tony Hawk when that first came, when they remade Tony Hawk. Oh, funny! The Fams Gaming at Louis218633313. Louis, do you like Trump? I have nothing against Trump. I don't know him personally, so I don't hate anyone. I've always been taught the hate is a strong word. You can dislike somebody, but to hate somebody, you must have did something really bad for me to hate you. So I don't know this man personally, so I can't really hate him. Do I like the things he say? No. Do I like the things Hillary say? No. Do I like the fact that Hillary it seems like she's kissing ass? No. But I don't care for what he says. Especially that look at my African American friend. Who says that shit? Who does that? Look at my African American friend. OG James at James Orange. I know you know. I know who you are, but your question is, what's your take on cultural appropriation? Excuse me, I probably said that all kind of jacked up. Racist sports team logo. If you're talking about with this Redskins and Washington Redskins not changing their name because it's history, it's history. If somebody is offended by a damn name, change it. I know some people are not going to like that because it's a sport. It's something that was there for a long time, yada, yada, yada. You don't see them calling it the Negro Leagues anymore. Let's be real. We don't got the Negro Leagues anymore because there's no longer just a segregation of one thing. So Redskins, there are people who are offended by it. And I can understand why they're offended by it. That racist sports team logo you're talking about, I don't respect it. No, that's all I can say is like I don't respect it. I think they should change it, but they're not. It's so much. This goes so deep. This stuff goes so deep. It's money involved, and it's a history involved, and it's like you can't honestly you just can't pick up and just like let's say this. I live in the South. The flag has gotten taken down. The Confederate flag has gotten taken down because of a situation had happened. But I remember being in school where people were wearing those flags and as the shirts with the Confederate flags, and some of them got suspended from school because they like to have nasty logos and nasty sayings on their shirts with the Confederate flags. So eventually somebody will get tired of it and it'll change, but there's still a store down here that sells nothing but Confederate flag stuff. And there's people who still walking around here with the Confederate flags. This shit is so deep. And I probably just misunderstood your question, but I think that's what you was talking about. It said the racist sports team logo. And the only one I can think about right now is Washington Redskins. And that's what I'm assuming that you was talking about. So hopefully I answered that question in some way I answered that question. Maybe. I don't even know. Okay, now let's move on though. Nemesis Prime. Man, Prime, how you doing? At Nemesis Prime, he said, what is your most embarrassing moment in your life? The day I passed out while giving a speech in class. That was pretty goddamn embarrassing. I couldn't get the words out. Next thing you know, I wake up in a fucking nurse's office. Oh, another embarrassing part. I got multiples. Another embarrassing story of mine. You know, hanging out the club. I was dancing, you know, having a good time. You know, some women like to wear extra length in their hair sometimes. You know, your hair might be here, but you want it down there or down here. You know, whatever. You don't want to wait, so you fake it till you make it kind of thing. You know, I had the little ponytail for a little bit more length in my hair. My ponytail flies across the club floor. Everybody laughed. A guy was nice enough to bring me my ponytail, and my friends were nice enough to help me put it back on. But you know, I brushed it off and I ended up having a good time anyway. But yeah, that was pretty goddamn embarrassing. Matthew Home. I might butcher y'all names. I'm sorry. But it says, how long have you been into video games? Did you start as young as a kid? Yes. Well, my first game system was an Atari. No, because my brother gave me his Atari because he had just got the Nintendo. And, you know, I was excited just to get the Atari until I looked at the Nintendo and I was like, yo, I want the Nintendo. We got the Nintendo, then we went to the Super Nintendo, and then we had the Sega, and then we had the Dreamcast, and then, you know, we had the PlayStation 1, then we got the PlayStation 2, 3. Almost every system that came out, I've had the opportunity to play. Game Boy Advance, DS's, all that good stuff. So, yes, I've always been into games. Sims has been a game that's never left my life. SimCity, all the way up to Sims 4. I'm still playing Sims today. Sims 4, they are just, I love them. You get to that point where you're loyal to a game and you give it a chance no matter what. Call of Duty. But it's, you know, those games that you just stick around and you just give it a chance because that's your game that you've always been doing and you always enjoy playing. And you're just hoping, what the hell's you doing? I don't know. But you're just hoping that it might turn out to be good. What is this Wii thing? The Switch. I'm not gonna talk shit about it until I play it. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. I'll give it a chance. I may not be buying it right away because I'm getting the PS Pro instead of the Nintendo Switch. But we'll see. Eventually, that might come around in my life, and I'll see how it really is. Mr. Unknown has 2 questions for me. What's your favorite video game? Sims 4, if I gotta be real with it. The game that I've always been a ride or die and always played. And also, do you like anime? Probably the only anime I watch is Dragon Ball Z. I'm not a huge anime person, but I'm willing to give anime shows a try. And our next question comes from Chico? Choco? Like chocolate? But his question is, will you be picking up Watch Dogs 2? Yes, it's already been pre-ordered, and I'm just waiting to pick it up. Well, it's already been paid off, so I'm waiting just to pick it up. All right, and our next question comes from Jerry B. And his question is, would you rather live in the nicest house in a shitty neighborhood or the worst house in a nice neighborhood? I'll deal with the shitty house in a nice neighborhood just so the fact that if it's a decent neighborhood, I don't have to worry about crime. I don't have to worry about going outside getting shot. If I got a nice house in a fucked up neighborhood, most likely they're going to be breaking into my homes. So no, I don't want a nice house in a shitty neighborhood. I'd rather take that worst house, make it into something, and live in that nice, decent neighborhood. You know, maybe in nice neighborhoods mean you got nice school districts for the kids, so they're going to have a decent school. They're going to go to a decent school. So pretty much give me the bad house that I will try to make work. You know, you got to make work for what you got. Sean, I'm sorry about your last name. It says, did you like Robin Williams? Robin Williams was a very animated person, and I loved his impressions. So that's mainly what it was. And when he did Mrs. Doubtfire, I loved him even more. But Robin Williams, I've always enjoyed watching, and you know, it was pretty damn sad that he went out like that. You know, it just shows though, happiness. Money can't buy happiness. Money doesn't fix what's inside of you. Money doesn't fix. It may fix how you feel for a while. Like you might feel happy, like, oh my God, I can get that. Oh my gosh, I can do that now. I never was able to do that now. But once you do that, what else is out there? Because I know money doesn't fix everything. I've been on both sides of the track, you know. I've been where I was very comfortable and living very well to not having nothing. Like packing whatever you could fit in the car, nothing. And moving across state, nothing. I'm so glad I went through that part of my life. I needed that time in my life where you got to use the oven for heat. It's experiencing that you appreciate everything so much more. Well, yes, Robin Williams, good dude, funny dude. May he rest in peace. The Joker at Red Shirt Hero. You ask, would you ever come to the UK and do you enjoy living in the US? I gotta visit there sometime, such a huge country though. I wanted to travel out of country, and the place that I want to go to so badly is Italy. It used to be Paris when I was younger, and then London. I would love to travel. Yeah, I would love to visit the UK. I don't know if I will anytime soon or anytime in my lifetime, but you got that list of things you would love to do, and I would love to have a culture shock and go somewhere else that's not US. And I can say I was lucky enough to have friends who are from different countries. But yes, I kind of like living in the US. I'm sure, it's good here. It's good. It's good. So I hope eventually one day you do visit here. It depends on where you go to. If you come down south, get ready to see a lot of historical things. My first field trip down here in South Carolina, I go to downtown Charleston, and we get to see the historical places, the plantations, and where the slaves used to be kept at. People are cool around here, though. People are not in your face, like, calling you out your name unless you do something they don't like. It's not too bad down here, but I've had moments. I've had a little girl, had to be about 4 or 5 or 6, maybe. Looks like she was in school, just getting in school. And I was working, and all I heard her ask her mother, was that an N-word? Was that like, she straight up asked her mom that. And her mom looked at me, and I looked at her, and her mom just walked off in shame. She legit left the store. The fact that, it happens. They may not say it to your face, but they're thinking it. Or they're saying that, they're sitting in their car, and you do something they don't like, they'll throw that word at you. Quietly. They're all closet racists around here. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. I'm not affected by that shit for real. You can call me that till you turn blue. Are you good? Are you okay now? Move on. And we're moving along from this question and going to the next one. Jesus. Okay, next question comes from Gimme Diddy at Gimme Diddy. What is the worst scare you had playing a video game? How about the first time ever playing a scary game? First time ever playing a scary game was Resident Evil 1, the very first Resident Evil. My brother suggested I play it because he was already playing it, so why the hell not? Traumatized the shit out of me. I didn't get but so far when that fucking person came towards me. He was like, shoot it, and I couldn't shoot it, and I dropped the controller and ran off. Recently, it has to been this clown game. Play with me. All right. And our very last question comes from Jerry B again. And I like this question. And I've had a hard time because it's so many people. But he asks if you could have dinner with 3 people, alive or dead, who would they be and why? Yo, this question is hard to answer. Because there's so many people out there that I would just love to pick their brains. But if I had to choose 3, the first one would be Judge Lynn Toller. And I don't know if you guys know who this is. This is the divorce court lady. She has been my guide through my marriage. She's giving you advice on how to deal with stuff, how to handle stuff in relationships, how to communicate, how to compromise. It's a 50-50 thing. Like, there's some things I learned and I take. When I watch divorce court, I'm not only just listening to what the judge is saying, but I'm also watching the people on divorce courts and seeing their problems and seeing how I would handle a situation if I was in that situation. The second person would be Hobson. Now, I went back and listened to his old stuff, and it's totally different from what he's rapping about now. And the Hobson now, I would love to sit down and have a conversation with. His lyrics are pretty much how I feel 100% of the time. If there's one song that I appreciated from him, it has to be the song called Fly. If you guys ever get a chance to listen to that, check that out. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. And like, this is sit down and have a discussion with type thing. And I'm trying to think of this last person, and it's like, I had Eminem. You know, that's somebody too who I would like to sit down and have a discussion with. So at the moment of time, that's the three people that's popping up in my head. There's a whole bunch of lists of other people who I would love to have a sit down dinner with and talk to, but it's me sitting down, picking these people's brains and getting more knowledge, because you can never have too much knowledge, and you can never learn. It's never too late to learn something new. You learn something new every day, so it's never too late to learn something new. Out of all three, Jeslyn Toller is the one who I really, really get to learn from. But Eminem and Hobson are the two people who I can sit down and have a conversation with and have a debate with and discuss shit. I want to have... My husband is great with that. We have great discussions and great debates. Nobody gets crazy. Nobody gets angry. And I respect his point of view on certain things. And I'm sure he respects my point of view on... Even though he may not agree with it. But I assume, you know, he's not too annoyed by me. He's still around, right? I like having debates, conversations, and not that, you know, that rude, disrespectful one, but I keep an open mind at all times. I want to see how you thinking, and I want to show you what I'm thinking, and I will probably take some of that stuff from what your point of view, and hopefully you can take some of my stuff from my point of view. I don't expect you to change your mind, but I expect you to listen, and that's the problem. Nobody wants to listen. And I hope when I do these things, I hope you guys don't feel like I am downing anyone. It's just, or, you know, thinking I'm better than anyone, because that is not the case. I have my opinion and you have your opinion. It's just that simple. And I will hope, like hell, you will not do something just because I say it. Have your own mind and your own opinion. That was the last question, and that's pretty much where I'm going to end this at. And I want to leave that with you guys. As we go along in this journey, don't let me be your voice of reason. You have a situation that you may want some advice on. Fine, that's cool. But don't let me make your decision. It's a longer video, I know. It's a longer video than what I usually put up. But hopefully you guys have made it this far. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.